welcome to unfiltered Undermine. This is my spawn platform thing. Isn't it nice? It has a wall and a block that shows me where the spawn is and
The only thing I don't like is the diorite because I think diorite is ugly. And
uh
also, it's a big
true.
box. I love this square shape. That's a very good spawn place though.
I think it's good. It's good. I love diorite. Look at it. It's awesome. I mean, it doesn't fit in very many places, but it's good. It doesn't fit anywhere, but
When
yeah.
you say doesn't fit, you just mean it doesn't kind of go with
Just
other blocks, or
yeah. Yeah, we keep trying, but it doesn't really fit with anything very well. Um, and so there's two clocks that run this whole map. This one, which I kind of stuck, I used to have on the other one, so it was one clock, but now it's two. Just this one just teleports them. This is a 20 times second thing that teleports them away from here. And
summon falling sand tile ID 152.
that's a falling sand clock, which I don't know, I'm lazy and use those sometimes.
I see. Interesting. I've never seen. Yeah,
It's 20 times a second. It's falling sand clock. They're cool. These ones I used all throughout
I always just use the set block. Like,
Rampart. Yeah, this was like before we didn't have fill
oh yeah, back
and
yeah.
we had set block,
Hmm.
and then we found someone found this one, which takes one less block,
Yep.
which is cool, and it's kind of useful. And I throw them down sometimes because I mean it uses one less command block. I don't know, that might be less laggy
Do
than
you think? Do you
this, but
think
at the
this?
same time it's summoning a falling sand entity. So not totally sure about it,
Right.
but
Do you think they're gonna change like the tile ID since it's got a numeric value? Do you think that's gonna
uh
go away soon?
yeah, probably. I have actually I that was just I have like each of the clock commands like as a copy paste thing. So
Yeah.
I just like pasted it. I actually have the new one. I actually updated it recently. So there it is. There's the new one. That'll do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Block. Minecraft redstone block.
Europe. So yeah, summons falling sand at time zero, which destroys the redstone block, and I guess it lands at the same time, and then
Yep. I guess so. And
um,
activates it, and the cycle continues.
yeah. So I don't think actually any falling sand actually happens because it actually lands in the same tick.
Yeah, that's my guess as well. And because there's no visual update that's apparent, yeah, I think that's.
Yeah. What's cool is try breaking that redstone block. Like it's it's impossible.
It's almost like you have mining fatigue.
Yeah, there's falling sand right there, so you can't punch it, and it's because it's an entity, which it's not actually
You're an
there.
entity.
So yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. It's kind of a cool clock,
It is a cool clock. I hadn't seen that before.
but yeah, I don't you just use fill clocks now. So this is all the redstone, and there's no redstone anymore. It's all command blocks, but still, there's all the redstone. I have a clock clicking over here. I think I was checking something earlier.
I see a hopper timer over here.
Oh yeah, that's the world loader because that's right. I forgot about that.
Let's see. Night vision spawn platform.
Because hopper clocks don't
Hop-
break. Oh right, that one.
Hopper
I
clocks don't break. Oh, you mean like if you load the world and unload the world or whatever, like it's still the items in one of the hoppers, so
yeah
it's
that
always going to keep going.
yeah the tile ticks for hoppers um don't break that we found ever. But they can. There's still a bug that they can break on world load depending on the server, I guess, or something. I don't know what it
Hmm.
is. Um, and depending on like it might be on a chunk border or something too. Something breaks them sometimes, but I think if they're not near a chunk border, they'll be fine. But still, I just use a hopper clock for a world loader. This one just teleports. This is a teleport from the other area, from the spawn area. Um, this is the world loader over here. So yeah,
So I have a question for you.
yes.
So you have a bunch of, I mean, obviously you got a big fill clock and you have a bunch of commands in a row, and I'm just gonna like start looking at some of the commands and also read some of the signs. Oh wow, you've got a nice. Do you have like some magic filter something something that uh syncs these signs up with the actual command blocks that are there, or are these manually done? The signs that say show death messages, for example, and it says game rule show death messages.
All these signs here are just kind of to tell what they are.
But did you place them manually, or are they somehow magically MC edited something something that it takes the command out of the
I
command block?
placed all these.
Okay, you placed all these.
See, this is the unfiltered version. All these signs that are over here on top of command blocks,
Mm-hmm.
these get filtered and sent to um,
Right.
like turned into a coordinate location.
Yep.
All these get turned into a coordinate location on a command block, command somewhere. Oh
Okay.
yeah, like
So
over, I think
basically, if
over.
they're upright signs, they get filtered, and if they're signs on a wall, then they're hand placed notes for yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of my
And
organization.
okay, so my question is, uh, the few times I've tried doing stuff with fill clocks, I'll put a bunch of stuff in a line like this or whatever, and like they run kind of in a row in one tick, and then I'll realize that I forgot that I need Command X that needs to go between Commands Y and Z, and so I'll have to like move everything down, or I'll start building them up and down or whatever. And so, do you have any clever ways that you deal with when doing linear stuff when you need to insert another command kind of in line?
I use MC Edit, so I just select the area and click nudge to the right one, and it just
Okay.
moves everything. So
Yeah. Now that
yeah,
they have like fill, clone, replace, or whatever it is that you can just kind of like copy on top of something else, it's not as bad. But
yeah. But yeah, it's still much faster with MC Edit because I could just log out,
right.
open MC, or like I already have usually MC Edit open on that map. I let's see, log out, hit reload on MC Edit, then select the area, nudge over, hit save, log back in.
Yep.
That's it. And yeah, so I kind of have gotten really fast with that. So like it's just kind of a, if I want to just nudge a whole area,
Right.
that's just
And I can set up. I've
nudge
seen. I don't
over.
remember whose system it is or whatever, where people have like copy paste clone kind of things, where you just like place a squid, and you can
People and their squids. I don't understand. Why are they using squids? I
I
guess
think
because
it's the
they can't.
usual. You say like trying to set up conventions that everybody uses. Like once someone makes a really popular video or whatever, then everyone just copies them.
They're using invincible squids, though. But I guess it helps that they can't move. But I guess you could make set their attributes so they can't move. But then you'd have to summon them anyway, and
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
think the fact that you can just summon an invincible squid and place it down somewhere and it's just
Yeah,
kind of
and they
sit
don't
there is
move.
pretty nice.
Yeah, that is.
So you
That's
don't have
good.
to deal with potion effects.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so I just wanted to ask that. So okay, so this is the world loader. Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
basically kind of
Okay.
like sets up all the initial kind of like mob spawning and all the game rules.
Okay. This is the organization here. The purple line is the world load. The yellow line is the game start, and the red line is the game end.
Oh, nice. And they're all kind of in parallel. And so you say like at the beginning of the game, keep inventories false. At the middle of the game, keep inventories false. At the end of the game, keep inventories true.
Yeah.
Neat.
Any kind of duplicate blocks like that, I try to put together on one thing, but and like trigger it out here. But I couldn't figure out a good organizational way to do that. So this is what I got. This is good
Yep.
though. So
And
I
I like
have
using the
game
colors
start,
because
game
then,
end.
yeah, it also just makes it easy to like
Yeah.
call it out to if you're doing a video with Brian and you want to explain it to him. Well, the purple line means this. Okay.
Yep. I don't know why I used those particular colors. I could have used green in the beginning, but I was already using green for something else, so that's how it worked out. I didn't, yeah. It started out as like, oh, this is my world load thing, and then I was like, and then I have this thing that ends at the world load thing and also starts the game start thing. But then I was like, I could just combine those, and so I did, and that's how it's good.
I'm looking at there's a thing called achievement spam,
Oh,
and I think I remember seeing that over here somewhere, and I'm just curious to know what it is, although maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
yeah,
Achievement span. Here it
this
is.
line, yeah, I have everything kind of laid out in straight lines. But yeah, this is
Is that basically to give everyone all the achievements so that in game they don't get achievements and this chat doesn't have crap happening during the middle of the game?
yes, exactly.
Brilliant.
Because they're it's really stupid that I have to spam their chat, but I decided to do that because like don't open your inventory is like a retarded
Yeah.
system
Yeah.
for avoiding achievements, and then it's just chat. I hate chat clutter. I try to avoid all the clutter during the game.
Right.
You want to see all the important stuff and
Exactly. I hate it when
stuff.
people type GG during the middle of the game because it's like I'm trying to figure out who just died.
Yeah, like I hate chat clutter. That's like the worst thing. And yeah, so that's I just spam. I just give them all the achievements at the beginning of the game. Um, like it's okay because like some servers will have achievements turned off, and for the ones that have it turned off, that doesn't do anything. So I figure for the ones that have it on, it'll spam, but the ones that have it off, it won't spam. It's just how it is. But yeah, you can only set that in server properties, which is dumb. Stupid. Why are the things that are in server properties still? Some of them, I don't know.
Yeah, it would be nicer if they were all dynamic chat or
Game
game
rules.
rule kind of stuff or whatever. Yeah, so that you didn't have to reset the server and just update them.
This spawns 40 horses when the game starts. It's like, I'll just make 40 command blocks. Just trigger that. Just so I just do it all at once. I don't have to have triggering the same command block 40
Yep.
times. That's just that.
Yeah, it's easier to cut and paste and do that. Yep, I get
Yep.
that.
This is my normal system now of doing this too. Is spill. Oh yeah, this is like how the sign the you don't know
I think I mean I can just kind of
command
so
block
I see
signs. Yeah.
dollar and a name and then I saw the same name over here and so I assume basically the MC edit filter finds
Yeah.
the name in the dollar and replaces it with the coordinates of the actual sign with the name.
Yep. Yep. -2 on the y-axis, so it gets rid of this stone down here and
Okay.
turns it into redstone block, and then sets it back to stone, so it triggers them all. Yep.
Oh
I
wait,
just
yeah. Hold. Where is the actual command block that is the fill?
it's back over here. These two.
I'm not sure that I.
So the yellow line, is the game start.
So
So
yeah, but okay. So it just says fill spawn passives.
yeah.
So oh, does MC edit just replace all the contiguous stone from
No,
that
MC
sign?
edit. No, MC edit just changes the coordinates of the sign to like it changes spawn passives dollar sign
Right.
equals XYZ1 and XYZ2. So
Right.
here's one corner, and
So
this is
doesn't it only put a redstone block right here where I just broke?
no, that's one corner. This is the other corner over here.
Oh, there's another sign with another corner. Okay, great, 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 great.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. That makes perfect sense. Okay, great.
So if there's two of them, if there's two
It always
signs,
picks the
it
smallest X and then the largest. Okay. Yep.
yeah,
Got it. Got it. I understand now.
yeah. So yeah, dollar. The $2 signs equals a square area, and a single dollar sign is just a one spot, which I don't even use
Gotcha.
anymore.
One set of coordinates versus two set of coordinates. Okay.
I don't really
For like
even
a
use
set block.
anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And yeah, there's no reason not to just even if it's a one by one, you could use fills or whatever, I suppose.
Yeah, I do. I just do it all the time, just in case, because then I could just now I can just control click things like right here, like this T1 win is like right here,
Uh-huh.
and it fills T1 win stone, so it fills it right here, and so if I want to add any kind of victory happenings like a fireworks display or something onto that, all I have to do is just add them right here,
And to just clone that sign and drop that
and then
sign
just
right
put it
there.
right there, and then
Yep.
that was it.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, it's good for yeah keeping everything in line. Like yeah, like you were asking about how I kind of expand things out like this. If I want
Yep.
to add things on, I just
Just build
I,
one dimensionally and have each row be
I
a
to keep it
cohesive
all
unit.
yeah to keep it all organized. I keep everything in a single file line, and everything is faced this way because it's triggers in that order. Even though it's more blocks that are being filled in that area, it's more organized this way. So,
Right.
like I mean, I could make one like I could just fill the one block at this location. And it can fill up to like it'll trigger up to like 6 command blocks. But that's then you have to remember which ones trigger in what
Yeah,
order.
exactly. Yep.
This is just as fast. Honestly, it doesn't really change anything. The fill command really isn't. I don't know. They made it pretty fast and efficient.
Yeah, I've been really surprised after talking to people. Like, I'm not scared of it anymore. Like, I used to be scared of it. I was like, oh man, 20 times a second doing all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. And
The
now I'm
the lag,
like,
yeah, the lag is comes from triggering the command
right,
blocks.
it's the commands themselves that are the
Yeah,
problem.
so if it doesn't matter if I fill an area of 1 or 6 much, but it's if I fill 1 or 6 command blocks. So, yep. And this is the clock. The clock. The one clock. So green wool is stuff that gets turned into a clock. It, I should have it running. Uh,
When you say green wool is stuff that turns into a clock, does that mean? So I see there's like a load clock in one corner of the green wool, while I see load clock over in the other corner of the green wool, and so
yeah.
yeah, okay,
Like,
gotcha.
okay, so
And
yeah,
status clock, okay,
can I restart
sure.
server? Hold on. Let me do that. Let me change it up to the filter one. Maybe I'll go on there first and like get in there and shut some of them off. Um, I'm going to fill this so you're not confused by what's going on here.
Hey, there's that green wool I heard so much about.
Yep, lots of green wool. Okay, so yeah, the green wool is like not running right now, but the pink wool is.
Okay,
Where are you?
I'm right behind you.
Oh,
I'm in spectator mode.
you're
Let me game mode
fly,
one.
you're flying.
Okay,
So yeah, so green wool's running and pink wool's not running. I
okay.
mean, is running the opposite. Yeah, the green wool's not running, and yeah, totally the opposite. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. And then so if I want to turn any of these on, I just change that section of green wool to pink wool, and then that's clocking. So the clock.
Wait, what? Are
So
you doing a
over here.
fill replace?
Yeah, yeah. Look, the two. It's over
Oh,
here. It's right here. These two right here.
uh-huh.
That's the clock. So this one.
Fill, blah, 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 blah. Wool 6, replace redstone block. Fill, redstone block, replace wool. Okay, yep, okay. Neat.
So it's just replacing and it's clocking wool 6, which is pink. Um, uh, yeah. So if I want to turn any of these on, I just change the green wool for that circuit to pink.
And when you say turn any of that on, so you're just talking about like dynamically in the game when something happens that
Yeah,
you
like
need to set on another section?
some of them there's only a few things that do that. Maybe if like they finish capping a wool, I don't have that anymore. But mostly all of this stuff along here does that.
Regenerate objective, carry objectives,
So
spawn
like
protection for players, mobs, blah, blah, blah.
this one turns it on. This one sets wool 6 to wool 5. Some of these I don't need when the game starts, so they'll shut them off. And how I have it organized is each of these circuits is in a straight line. So like and
Ah, right. If this is.
everything that's modular, it's modular because everything right here is one circuit.
Yep, gotcha.
So this is the particles display. So I have it so I could just plug it into this line anywhere I want, and it'll
Mm-hmm.
work the same. And if I want to change to make it shut off, I just add something right here so that it'll shut off, and I just move it around anywhere. If I want to add a new thing in here, I just kind of nudge everything out of the way by one, and I plug it in here somewhere.
Right.
Um, I don't have it very well lined up. Like some of these are like too wide circuits. Like this, the ready lever system here. This one's too wide, but most of these are
Mm-hmm.
like one wide, just one. I tried to keep everything. I'm falling in a straight, like long line, so I could just plug it in,
Cool.
and that's how it works. And I've been starting to go upwards for some of this stuff because running out of room going in a straight line, but that's fine too. It's still, I mean, everything's, yeah. So it kind of, I have these things that I have fill clock that is 10 length long that I could just plug anything into.
So all these ones that are going vertically. Oh, I see the crazy colors of the
Oh,
display, and yeah,
yeah, this is each of the minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and this is something that I clone down to the clock
right.
and swap out every time the thing display changes.
What is the thing with fake?
Fake is a fake player name that is keeping track of numbers.
Oh, is there an MC edit filter that knows how to change that? Or
Mm,
no, wait.
No, it's just a name. It's a fake objective number. You know that it's just a
Oh, there's no quotes around the name because there doesn't need to be quotes around the name because there aren't any spaces in the name. And gotcha. Oh, interesting.
Oh yeah, because it's
Oh
in
man,
red.
if I
You might be confused because it's red there.
yeah, if I arrow over the colors, then like it turns white and like starts getting the weird color codes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
okay,
annoying
they're
that it keeps going.
right.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
they don't have color editing, I guess, built into any of these command UIs.
yeah, you needed to notice fake on one of these other things because I use fake as a fake player name, and I just keep track of. I have a separate objective for each of these things, so they try to kind
Gotcha.
of work in by themselves on
Do
their
you
own.
ever use yeah? Do you ever like have like different the scoreboard sidebar displays that you set up when you're debugging in order to like see what different player scores are and things?
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes I'll do that if I need to check. If I'll just stick it on the display to till it if I'm yeah having issues with it. But yeah, normally
Hmm.
I don't know. I try to have one objective per circuit here, calling them circuits. They're totally circuits. I don't know the
Right.
definition of a circuit.
It's
Um,
a modular component in this case that goes in one line along the z-axis or
yes,
something.
exactly. Um, yeah.
Neat.
So, and I
I
kind of
like
try
that
to play. So,
organization.
I know it's big progress there, big process there. So yeah, these are still clocking over here. I shut some. I there was this clump of them here was all pink wool too, but I changed them out so you can actually do stuff. I mean, we're in this area. All these are clocking, and it's not too bad right now.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess there's a trade-off. Like obviously you can't see that they're clocking. I guess if I break a piece of pink wool, that'll actually like turn stuff off, won't it?
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, that doesn't
Um,
matter.
yeah,
Just
I just
don't
feel
break
like
this
there isn't
thing.
a visual indicator. And I guess at one point,
I mean, I could make it redstone blocks,
right, and
but
then you'd
that
have like the
was
crazy particle effects or something. But
no,
then,
no, no. It doesn't matter. Actually, I could make it toggling like these two at the end here could toggle the other direction. It could
oh,
be
I see. And then what actually gets displayed on the client is what's on the other
would
half of
be
the
the
tick, kind
would
of.
be yeah the second thing that it triggers. I'll just wait that one through that.
Yeah, I guess that would be for someone who doesn't know. Like if you already know that the pink is hot and the green is cold or whatever, like then it doesn't matter. But for someone who doesn't know, like having it appear as the redstone blocks in the client, yeah, it just makes it kind of obvious. Yeah, now
Yeah,
visually which ones are actually clocking
that
and running.
was kind of a personal preference. I'm like, oh, I can make this trigger second, and if I ever turn it off, it kind of ends up as the wool, which is
Oh,
slightly
I
better
see.
as
Yeah,
ending
so when
up
you
as the
shut it
redstone
off,
block.
then it's
Yeah,
right. Yeah, that
then it's
actually.
already set up
Yep.
for what I need it to be. So I figured that was a good way to do it.
Yeah, it is.
Um, so yeah, right now it's the opposite direction, but it still works the same, which is cool. I
Okay.
actually just found that out not too long ago that they could be the other direction as long as you trigger them the same time because of how tile ticks work. Um, I actually was like, oh, I could do this the other way. I didn't even know that. I could like I was always having the redstone block 1 second, but
Mm-hmm. But
yeah,
you could just say, make it a redstone block, make it a pink wool block,
yeah,
and
and
it's still once you made it a
it'll
redstone block, it says it remembers that okay, I need to activate any command blocks that are next to it.
yeah, yeah. When it do you know how that all that works? When it sets a redstone block next to a command block,
Mm-hmm.
it generates a tile tick on that command block
Okay.
that triggers the command in that command block after one game tick.
Gotcha. And yeah,
So
I've seen the tile ticks. Like they also use tile ticks for things like water updating and sand falling and different or
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
things
so
like that, like world simulation that needs to happen in the future. So that if you log out of the world and some water was starting to fall, when you log back into the world says, "Hey, there's some more work I need to do on this water."
yeah, so when you set block next to a command block, it's actually triggering the command in that command block one game tick later because of that tile tick.
Gotcha.
So knowing that, I've been able to like after I found that, I figured that out. That's really kind of nice to know. You can kind of adjust things so that either timing happens correctly and you know how things work. So that's kind of a cool thing. I should show that. Something I discovered doing that. I'm now like you see a lot of people they have this standard way of doing these clocks lately you've seen is like they do like this.
Right?
They'll have the
A
two
fill over here and another fill on the other end.
yeah, that's wrong. That's the wrong way to do it. You should have those two at the end. And the reason for that is if I can actually trigger something here. This is gonna be hard to explain. Okay, well, I'll try. I found this really interesting. This is really kind of useful. The reason for this is if this runs a fill command that triggers stuff over here,
Hmm.
that like if I have something here that is like fill, let's see, let's do execute all players score. Let's do min plus one and fill over there. Okay, so there's the command. So if it finds that someone's been set to one,
Hmm.
it will fill over here and trigger these command blocks, but they trigger after a game tick.
Right.
So the next thing that runs is these two blocks because if it's in that order.
Right.
So then the next game tick comes around and these get triggered next because of how it's running. And so I can trigger things depending on whatever, and then set that person's number back down to zero because they're done. And then this comes back through, so they're no longer zero, they're no longer one, and so it doesn't trigger twice, and it happens in one game tick.
I don't
So
understand how that's different from having these at the beginning. I guess maybe I'm still missing the essence of it.
because I need to, okay, let's
Because if I
do
had those at the beginning,
let's do say okay, I don't know. Say clock. It's so hard to say. All right, so let's say the clock triggers at the beginning,
okay.
and then the fill triggers. Let's just do that. Say fill. Then that means the tile ticks that were generated trigger in the order that they were generated.
Okay.
So what's going to come through is
Clock and then
is
fill and
is
then
this on the next hit on the next game tick is what's going to come trigger first is this over here because the fill ran for because the clock ran here first and this ran second. So on the next game tick, the clock is going to run first and then the fill is going to run second. So that means this is going to trigger again because that person's still number one. So
Oh,
so
okay.
if I move this to the end over here, then this is going to trigger first, this is going to trigger second. So the fill on the next game tick is going to trigger first, changing the player's number back to zero, and then the clock is going to run second, and their number is no longer zero, so that won't trigger again.
I see. So in general, if I can rephrase what I think I just heard you say, if part of your fill clock is going to schedule another module of things to run, and that module is going to have side effects that you're also reading in the original one. If you have your clock at the end, it means those side effects will get a chance to run before the next clock cycle, so you can actually see the effects. Whereas if you had the clock at the beginning, then the next cycle, you're not going to see the effects that ran on the other thing because it got scheduled later, and the scheduling, the clock was coming too early relative to the module that was going too late or something. I still didn't say that very well, but
Yeah, no, not at all. But that was close enough. That
okay.
was yeah. You get your brain's working it out.
I think I see what you're saying. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So it's the difference between one, two, and then yeah. So tile ticks trigger on the order that they were generated.
Right.
So remember that. That that
Yeah,
kind of
that's
helps.
in any case, yeah, that's something that I had kind of like a vague notion of, but now that you've
Yeah.
explained it that way, like now I have a 100% clear understanding of what redstone blocks do to command blocks, and that'll help me debug things in the future, I expect.